Thanks a lot, Katerina. Katerina. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my webinar, broadcasting live from Mexico City. Today is Friday, April 14, 2017, local time 2 a.m., 10 minutes past the hour, local time, GMT 7 a.m., 10 minutes past the hour. This is a holiday. Today is a holiday. Today actually is as important as Christmas, according to Christian religion, to Christian beliefs. So this is like working on Christmas, right? But it's good to know that I'm not the only crazy one working today. Katerina is also working, and FX Rabbit is with us. Thanks a lot, my friend. The first time I see Campion. Welcome. All the guests, of course. Community TV, that is the alter ego of Katerina. Katerina says that bottom line, she doesn't holiday. She works all the time. So yeah, I'm in that same page with you, Katerina. I'm a complete trading junkie. And Campion, where are you from? This is the first time I see you here. So, well, today is going to be, as you can expect, a very light webinar. We don't have a lot of things to talk about. For the first time, I believe I'm going to start talking about my trading performance in the trader contest. I am not happy with it, even if I am in profit. I'm among the first 100, I believe. Let me check that out. So I will comment more or less what has happened there. I still have 2 weeks to at least get to the top 10. So I am not rushing into, for example, the same issues I was dealing with the last 2 months. That in the first week I was a huge drawdown, etc. So today is going to be, this month is going to be apparently different. I guess I have plenty of chances to get into the top 10 or at least in a paid position. So yeah, I believe it's going to be a good month. I've been dealing with some private stuff while trading the contest on my lab account. But the thing is that apparently after Monday I will have way more time to trade. So I hope that will increase my performance in the trading contest. Here, Katerina just shared another link. Thanks a lot, Katerina. I need to check them when I close the platform. If not, YouTube tend to crash my platform. Okay, I will check it out. Is it the same? Is the same performer of the previous link, right? I went from top 3 to the 125th position. Yes, I remember that you were telling us yesterday that you had a margin call. Yes, those margin calls are really dangerous, and they damage the account. I know what you're coming from. I have done that many times these last 2 months. So I took very measured risks in these first 2 weeks. Of course, I was expecting to be above 200,000 by this day. Unfortunately, weekend is just about to start in some hours. If not, it has started already because of the low liquidity, but I do expect that at least one of the trades that I have open, I will show them to you, gets close to profit. I mean the maximum profit. And well, just I believe it's time to start. Okay, let's review the post that I delivered in the Traders blog yesterday. It was about euro-dollar one-day rising wedge. I was commenting during the webinar that we could expect maybe a movement to the downside, close to the 106. I decided to long at the 106.40 with a stop loss below this low, with a take profit target 107 or above. The market is getting slow, So I believe I will have to close maybe this trade. I have 3 trades open: Japanese yen long, euro dollar long, and Mexican peso short. So I will have to decide whether to close them, the 3 of them, at what it should be London closing. Because after that, I believe that liquidity will simply evaporate after what it should be London closing. So I will have to decide what to do, or simply let that to have a margin call due to margin requirements of weakened margin requirements. Of course, that could hit my qualification, but I really don't know what I'm going to do. I need to check out which one of the 3 trades are worth the risk keeping them open during the weekend. Apparently, the problems with North Korea, China is getting in a big play of theater, is getting involved more and more with this conflict with North Korea. I believe that this conflict will be solved between China and North Korea. So yeah, I believe that that's going to be how this problem ends. I don't know if tomorrow, apparently, North Korea could make another nuclear test. I believe that maybe China will push North Korea just to wait for that. And I mean, it's not an easy, but it's an obvious way to solve this, and that is why maybe Donald Trump just paved the path with China before sending vessels near North Korea, because he's actually giving this guy a way out of this crisis. I was commenting yesterday that the supposed big event that the president of North Korea was going to have ended up being an opening of a new highway, that its symbolic value is very high. It's like a new way, a new road. So I believe that he is sending a signal that he is about to find new ways to solve this with China. I believe that we will have the same kind of alliance between United States, South Korea, and Japan, that the United States takes the responsibility of defending China, South Korea, and Japan in exchange of those 2 countries not developing nuclear weapons. United States offered and always has offered his nuclear umbrella on them. And I believe what is going to happen this time is that China will have to offer back that same thing to North Korea in exchange of North Korea quitting the nuclear program. So the worries of maybe having fears of having the territorial integrity violated in North Korea could be dissipated if China agrees defending the territorial integrity of North Korea. So I believe this is the way this is going to be solved. North Korea will have a same agreement with China, the same agreement Japan has with the United States in exchange of the nuclear program, and gradually this will release the tensions there. Everything can change if this guy actually makes this nuclear test on Saturday, of course, because that would send a very bad message to any kind of process that could be happening now. It is said that yesterday a mysterious flight, I believe from China, landed in North Korea. So that could signal that yes, the Chinese are getting really involved here to try to solve this in peace. Because of course China doesn't want a nuclear war close to its borders, right? Nobody wants that. So I maybe think that the risks of holding trades this weekend is not that high as it was last weekend, of course. So I will think over during the next hours what trade I will keep open. Here the post says the rising wedge after Boto's comments euro dollar might try to jump above the support line of this daily rising wedge pattern. Again, Eastern liquidity is expected to lead to false signals, so extra precautions are recommended. This trend line is visible in the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily chart, and of course I put it here. I was expecting that maybe here could be more than good enough to maybe the market try to jump above. The thing is that the new polls that were released yesterday, I believe, they are showing that even though Le Pen is gaining terrain and gaining track in the presidential elections, apparently the people that might change opinion, last minute opinion in the polls, were reduced from 60% to 40%. So the markets are kind of having again idea that we will have a pro-EU president in France. So besides the comments by POTUS, well, maybe could help this to jump above this trend line. Of course, we have this first attempt failed, so maybe the trend line should be reviewed next week. But again, my stop loss is below this low, and my take profit is a 107. It is just more or less at the middle of the movement. So yeah, the problem is the weakened leverage. This is what I posted yesterday. Then the day before, what was it? In April 12th, I commented last webinar about Euro GBP 4-hour broadening right wedge, and I put this support box here. This box will expire today. I am not really sure if this should be extended or not, because of, again, the liquidity, today's liquidity. But in any case, what it really worries me is this. That is why yesterday I was commenting I have a bullish trade here. But since the configuration of this line and the price boxes, even if they could not be definitive, the thing is that we've seen, I believe 1 month ago, dollar yen more or less having this configuration. The price just when it was below account of this line, sold off. So having, if this price box is correct, by Monday we will be holding below this line with no support, so this could go lower. Of course, I'm not a follower of euro pound, but this is why I just decided yesterday to, at the bottom of this swing, to close the trade and not wanting to hold it for long because of this precise scenario. So, well, just reviewing what the post said yesterday. After POTUS comments, USD lost territory and a cross-currency opportunity could be in early stages of development. Euro pound just retested support of this chart's figure along with a psychological 0.85. Eastern low liquidity could betray current opportunities aside from the still uncertain geopolitical situation. Okay, so this is pretty much for this post. And well, this is the same one that I just showed you. So I believe that in the geopolitical side, we are getting into an equilibrium thing. Apparently, even if they didn't want to, Russia and the United States have realized that they need to learn to talk, because the only gaining with these superpowers being confronted are precisely the groups that they are supposedly attacking, supposed Islamic terrorist groups. Yesterday we had Donald Trump using, I mean, the problem with the mass media is that, with all due respect, apparently those lead by very not smart people at times. I am really surprised how easily the mass media just buys the hype. And now everybody's talking about this supposed super bomb that Donald Trump used in Afghanistan, that they are selling the hype that is the most powerful non-nuclear device. Thing that is a lie. That is not true. Actually, Russia holds the biggest and the most powerful bomb non-nuclear. That is newer, by the way. But apparently the Western media at some point just decides to pay tribute to the United States and just join the hype that they hold the best weapons, the best the military, etc. Thing that is not true. I believe they have maybe the best or most complete, But the thing is that they are exchanging the real problem with Donald Trump, with this hype of this bomb that again is not the most powerful non-nuclear device. The one that holds that is Russia, and Russia demonstrated that, I believe, 5 years ago. So well, now the only thing that I could say to Trump voters is, where is your anti-establishment guy? This guy has shown that he's so even more super pro-establishment than Obama. So, and I could say even more than Hillary Clinton. So yeah, apparently this president will be the same version. Less than 100 days from taking power, Donald Trump has made a 180 degrees turn on the most popular ideas that he held during his campaign. So yeah, he's just saying to people, you swallow the lie. And this is something that was very obvious, at least for me and for tons of other people, that this guy, there is no billionaire that is anti-establishment. You cannot do that. It's like saying that I am anti-establishment, but I am trading Forex. I'm using the institutions, the liquidity money of other people used in the leverage, and say that I am anti-establishment. That is a lie. But well, apparently I would like to see now the people that really believe that, what they think on Donald Trump. But well, I would like to believe that things are that easy, and to be happy that maybe that bomb dropped on people that were really up to killing innocent people for their cause. But the world is much more complex. So just let's hope that all these conflicts that this guy is starting, I believe that he's starting conflicts in 3 different fronts: North Korea, Afghanistan, Syria. I wouldn't doubt that he's just about to do something more or less the same he did in Afghanistan, of using this bomb in Iraq and some regions controlled by ISIS. So this anti-supposed establishment guy is the one that is betting for war everywhere in the world, when one of his promises was, we're going to withdraw from all the regional countries. Okay, I mean, I knew that he was not going to accomplish that. But how cynical this guy was. So well, let's hope the problems won't get out of hand. I believe that they are not going to get higher in North Korea. That is the riskiest zone now. And let's see what happens. The markets, as I always talk about geopolitics, because it's attached to economics, to the markets, because the markets don't like this kind of uncertainty. And when they see signs of stability, even if that stability is not in the positive side, they really appreciate that, because at least they know the limits. The problem with uncertainty is that the limits of, for example, a potential movement against a previous position is unknown. Having certain stability helps the markets to reevaluate risks and to hedge them. Here we have some comments. Oh, Rocas, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Thanks for logging in. And well, this is about the chartist. Let me show you how I am doing in the contest. Let me have another snapshot. Okay. I said at the beginning of this month that I was not going to show anything about the competition until I feel comfortable with the results, because of course it's not motivating to talk about results when they are not favorable, even if I don't hide the losses because you can see them in the contest overall position. But well, today is different. Today apparently, let me close these pages. Good to know, Rocas, that you are okay, and welcome, New Energy. So this is my position now. I am 144 in equity, 57th place. I got here up to the 180. Unfortunately, the positions are not helping me, but I am staying here. My idea is to, if I'm going to close anything this week, should be close to the 150. I have 2 other weeks to make it much better, because the time that I have invested is very low in this occasion. So I really haven't had time to get into seriously trading the competition nor my live account. So maybe I could double this. I don't know what that twofolding this. I don't know where it could take me, at what place. But well, let's hope that I will get in the paid position. So well, this is how I am doing now. My maximum drawdown so far is 18%. That is super, because of course I have had more than 60% the last 2 months evaporating my account. My profit is this here. Profitability 55%. Demo subscribers 5. Live subscribers none yet. This is my equity cure. As you can see, I am holding steady here. This is where I told you that I got to up to the 180. But well, I just had some negative trades. The trades that I'm holding now are kind of not helping now. So well, this is how this looks like, and this is the drawdown. So it's very good in my opinion. And these are the statistics. Pips gain 123. Average pip points outcome from all positions 14. Most profitable trade pips 87. Worst trade 47. This is very important again, to have the most profitable at least or close to the double of the worst trade, because this means that you are managing the risks correctly. These numbers, if you check my previous 2 months, of course these worst trades were higher than this, and that leads to losing your account. So, and wait me a second please. So statistically, when you're trading a live account, you need to keep account of this. And after some time, you're not able to have close to double the most profitable trade, and your worst trades keep being more than half of this, maybe you should stop trading for a while to check what is happening. Okay, I mean, this is only a reference, because of course you could have several bad trades below half of your best trade and still evaporate your account. But well, this is only a reference. When you are in the profitable zone, or you consider yourself profitable trader, you need to keep an eye on this, because this gives you clues when you need to stop trading live accounts. Even if you're an experienced trader, this could mean that maybe you're emotionally distracted, maybe you have a personal issue that is causing you trouble and it's making you have these statistics above expectations, etc. Average pip point gain of positive positions 52. Average pitch points lost in negative positions 34 is the same thing. This needs to be above this. Number of trade 9. Remember that in the trader contest we need to open at least 10 trades to, if you win something, to be credited with the award. Average position size is close to 4 million. Average live trade span 31.75 hours, more than 1 day. This is in tandem with what I am been trading the latest months. I am not expecting scalping or opening real short positions, but more swing ones, swing positions during this competition because of the structure of the slippage and all that. Maximum drawdown 19%. This should be above 60% if you want to have a position in the 6-month and 12-month competition. Average drawdown is lower. Number of drawdowns 3. I believe it's because of this and this and this. I believe. Share of trades conducted with conditional orders 100. This is what I've been saying during other deliveries of the webinars. You need to do this to warranty yourself that you will have the 50 points in this qualification. Because if you, for example, if I let these trades to close just as margin call, this will be reduced, and this gets you will get the punishment in qualification. So the best that you can do is to close your trades before having a margin call. Okay. So win-loss ratio 56% is what I've been saying all the time. Here are people that could get to the 80, 90, even 100, but in the very long term, you need to be used and need to learn how to deal and trade with a more or less 65, 60, 65% in average. You need to learn to define and model your money management under these circumstances, 55, from the 50 to the 65, and how to turn that into a profitable trading system. In the long term, usually you should be in this zone. So if you don't learn how to design your money management according to your performance, that will be more or less here, you will have no chance winning in Forex. The money management fits the very particular DNA of a trader, because the statistics from one trader, I mean, I have 56, but if you check in the trading competition, all the people holding 56%, they will have complete different curves, complete different position sizing, instruments traded, etc. So that is what has to do with money management. If you go and check this out, not all the people with 56% will have this curve. What is the difference? That maybe here I opened a trade, but it was a lower lot sizing trade. That made me lose not a lot. But if I had used full size, like 5 million, maybe this would have dropped here. So all that needs to be considered. Holding the 56% could change. You could have even in the very negative position chart, performance chart. So this is important that you check. This is the most difficult part of being a trader, because I said in one delivery that a lot of people, when they start trading and they get to the 50, 56, 55, 60% of success rate, they believe that they are still away because they need to get to the misleaded 80% that you go to the forums and marketeers saying that you need to have 80% in order to be successful. That is not true. That is why money management exists, because money management can switch a negative. I can tell you that if I had chosen a different lot sizing, I would be like less than $60,000 in my account, even with 56% of success rate. But since I chose intelligently lot sizing and instruments, my equity curve is positive. So this is the power of money management, and money management will work when you get close to the 50% success rate. Okay? So, well, I believe that is pretty much for the competition. Now, let me show you my actual performance. Here it is. Okay, here you see that I am a 144, now I am a 143. Negative free margin, profit, overall profit of 16,000. Use of leverage 107. This is why I need to close at least 2 trades before the weekend leverage shortage. So well, we're very close here. Let me show you my positions. My positions. Okay, I have dollar Mexican peso short 5 million at 18.71. I am holding 18.58. I will show you how this trade turned to be. I'm holding a positive 1,271 pip with a 34,000. I'm holding a negative $12,000 minus 25 pip on this euro dollar trade that I opened on 106.44. Now the price is close to 106.20. This still has chances to go up next week. Dollar yen is a long trade that I opened on 109 with a very tight stop loss on 108.70. The current price is close to the 109, so only 0.7. So the challenge today is to choose between whether of these 3 wants to close. I could simply close all of them and open a lower lot of each one, or close 2 of them, maybe the negative ones or maybe the positive one. I will show you why maybe I will close this and leave these negative ones open. But well, this is how my positions. If in any case these 3 positions got close at take profit here at 18.50, 107 and 110, well, I could jump to closer to 300,000 equity. But well, of course, that is not what happens. You need to know that trading is a job where you have expectations, and every time all the expectations need to be adjusted. That is it, because the markets are very strangely doing the exact same thing that we want. We just get approximate in a functional way, and as I've been saying, I've been opening a lot of trades. I mean, I closed a negative trade yesterday, euro pound. I believe that I opened a long trade in pound dollar that was closing negative. So I have been oscillating the 150. I opened the week with 150, so now I am actually week over week, I am holding in losses. So I need to check out how I will fix that next week. And these are the charts. Let me let me have a snapshot. Just a second, please. Okay, here it is. So, well, here is euro dollar, dollar yen, dollar Mexican peso. I opened here a trade, a long trade here. As you can see the signal, it continued going down. I just showed you my blog post explaining why I expect this maybe would like to jump above the daily trend line that is more or less here now. But I believe that, for example, look at this volume. In the 30-minute chart even, we are having holiday liquidity. This looks very attractive. So even if this is negative, maybe I could decide to keep this open during the weekend because of this. And of course, I need to check the lower time frames price action just to decide on that. This is the dollar yen. I opened a trade at 109, as you can see here. Immediately it went up. Then we had this sudden sell-off in I believe, late Asian session. But now we're getting closer to 109, so maybe this could be at the ending of this day, more or less by here. The Mexican peso trade, I opened it to above to 118.71, as you remember. My stop loss now is below my entry price, so I just warranted myself that this trade will be closing profit. But I wanted to check this out. My take profit was on 1850. It was just shy some 100 Mexican pips. Just swinged up close to my stop loss. When this happened at this moment, my stop loss was already at 1865. So well, it was a good stop loss because it was not touched. Then this strange price action, we had it because of the lack of liquidity on early Asian session. But now the market is, I believe that what the dollar Mexican peso will try to do is to get to that 18.3 to reset Donald Trump rally. And from that moment on, maybe resume the fundamental bullish dollar Mexican peso trend. I don't know if in the next hours this take profit target will be hit, but it's way easier just to get out of this trade because of it is in positive now, and it's like, I believe that maybe the worst will be held here by London closing, or what should be London closing time. So yeah, I would just close this, but I need to close one of these two trades if I want to hold them in 5 million. So I will have to decide whether to close one or to close both and open a lower lot sizing trade just to hold trades for the weekend. So well, this is how my account stands now. As you can see, I started my week with $150. I'm holding with $10,000 less. So that is not a good thing, but the good thing is that even, and this is the life of a trader, you can have bad weeks, but as long as you keep risk contained and managed, you can lose, but you should be able to hold on to winnings if you're already, or to minimize the impact of losses if you're holding losses in your reference time point. And this is due to the money management, that again is the most complex thing because it considers a lot of aspects. Among of them is what positions, what instruments you will be opening trades on, if you're going to use binary options or if you're going to use traditional options, if you hedge opening in the stock markets or not. So it is super difficult to tune in a good money management according to your skills. But here we have some comments, by the way. Racer X, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning. How are you doing, David? And AAA rated. Thanks for joining in. Thanks a lot for being around. I am surprised that today is holiday and we have a lot of people now. That is so good. Thanks for your preference, guys and girls. So, well, this is how this looks like. What's going to be my trading plan next week? Of course, I'm going to play it more aggressively because I have held, for example, positions this. If I had the time of monitoring this, maybe I would have decided to close it here, for example. But since I was not in front of the computer, etc., of course, this turned out to be here, and I realized and put the stop loss here. So I would have had the chance, several chances to optimize this week's performance. I hope to do that next week, to be able overall to check the lower time frame price action. I mean, you can anticipate these turns when you check the smaller time frames and you see how the price is reacting. And overall, when it got very close to the psychological level, and you have suddenly in maybe in the 5-minute and 10-minute chart seeing bullish patterns, well, it's just a wise time just to take profits, even if they are not at the maximum point that you desired. But well, this is what happens. That is why the investing approach or long-term approach in Forex, you need to use very wide stop losses because this is typical. I mean, we had this swing to the upside, then we had almost, yes, we had a 50% retracement up to here. So this is typical. So when you are using an investment type strategy and you are not going to check every day, every hour your trading positions, well, of course, you need to adapt your stop losses and take profit targets according to this kind of volatility. The traders, the successful traders in the trader contest, of course, they are much more active than an investor. So I believe that the first place already at 400,000 units. So of course, there is no way you can reach that performance if you're not checking constantly your trades and to enter maybe to profit into a strictly day trading position. Is not my case, but well, I would try to do that next week. To summarize the webinar, AAA rated says, hi Kate and iiivb and everyone, hope you're having a good day. Infinite limit is pro, others I think are lucky. Do you think? Because we have 3 Indian traders that I believe that I've seen them in the latest 3 months in the top 10. And I don't know if they are lucky or not, but maybe not. I mean, you should have 3 months in a row, a lucky streak. But, well, I don't know. So, well, I was about to explain. Okay. My logic is the next one. Why closing dollar Mexican peso? I have 10 minutes. Instead of closing the losing ones, because this got really close to the take profit target. So the chances maybe that this will try to swing back to the 0.53 next week and then swing up or something like that is high. Here, at least in the dollar yen, for example, I'm very close to the 109. I was expecting bulls to show up at 110. They didn't. And apparently they are showing up at 109 overall because these tensions are losing a little bit. So maybe now it's time that the markets will try to get to the 110 or 111. In any case, that maybe if they decide to continue going downwards, maybe a retracement should be healthy to the 110, 111. So maybe I would like to hold this. The euro dollar is much more questionable because I am holding into much more losses, but as you can see, here we're having like a more buying impetus. I need to check how this turns to be in the next hours, because if we hit this resistance and I see this moving back, definitely I will close this. And this one. So maybe I will just hold on to the dollar yen position, because besides, look, my stop loss is 108.70. So it's not that big a deal. Even if I close this in negative, this in positive, and this in negative, let's say on Monday, maybe I would hold to the 125,000 units in equity. So I will be still in losses with a lot of opportunities just in the next 2 weeks to rebuild my lost profit and to continue maybe to that 200,000. My objective, if by next week, Friday next week, I am 200,000, maybe I would quit trading, because that would mean that I will get back one of the lost months equity. And maybe if I don't see more chances next week and I grasp only to get to the 200,000, I will just quit there, maybe. Okay, just to administrate my contest. I mean, having a 100% profit is good. So yeah, that would help me in the 6 and 12 month competition. Here it says we have comments. Mexican peso really gave the middle finger to the dollar and Trump. I love it. Yeah, apparently, sadly, it's because of a bunch of artificial intervention by the Mexican Central Bank that, of course, will pay. We, the Mexicans, will have to pay this gambling addiction of this central bank governor hiking the rates like if it was in a casino. So that is why now we're seeing that. The markets are seeing that maybe a lot of things Donald Trump promised won't happen. But besides that, we have close to 6% every year paid by the Mexican government on bonds. So of course, now is not the time just to revert that insane rally of rate hikes. So that will have a negative effect in the long term in the Mexican economy. That's it. But yeah, it is curious to see how close the Mexican peso is to get just at the point before the Donald Trump bearish Mexican peso rally. Here it says, what do you think of CPI today, retail sales? Well, I am not following the news precisely in a way that I could give you an opinion. But let me check quickly if I can give you some kind of insight. Let me check. Okay, apparently the forecast is that we will have a 0%, right? The CPI is a change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. Consumer prices account for a majority of overall inflation. Inflation is important to currency valuation because rising prices lead to central bank to raise interest rates out of respect for the inflation containment mandate. Okay, the thing is now that CPI, regardless of the result, either if it's above or below expectations, the reading of that number will be framed by yesterday's Trump's words on the dollar is getting too strong. So I believe that the reaction after that news will be distorted due to these words. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a positive effect there and have a bearish behavior in dollar or something, because these words said by Trump yesterday are big words. Because why? What Donald Trump said yesterday, bottom line, is saying the whole word, maybe you should slow down the expectations. It is said that the stock rally was fueled in part because of the expected tax reform that Donald Trump was supposedly to propose, but apparently after these words, maybe that tax reform, fiscal reform, won't be as in-depth as expected. So now again, Donald Trump is the president of the unknown. You don't have any kind of certainty with this guy. You cannot trust his words. You cannot trust his even the things that he does. He's doing them in a way that the Supreme Court and even the Congress is opposing to him. So it's really we cannot expect something in a specific. But what I could expect is that the dollar would behave strangely today. Low liquidity. And after yesterday's Donald Trump comments, well, yeah, I would expect a very, very deviated and strange price action. And mother of all bombs dropped in Afghanistan. Yes, I believe that this guy wants to get rid of a bunch of bombs, this kind of bombs that were built since 2003 and never used. I am not pro-war, of course, but it's nonsense to develop new technologies in any area when you're not going to use it. I mean, that is literally spoiling money. And that applies to technology, cellular phones. It's like buying a new computer and never use it. This is building a lot of stuff and never using it. So maybe I believe that this guy wants to use this stuff to make it worth what they cost. I believe. Kate is the mother of all forex traders. That was a good one, Henry. Name one U.S. president that was elected and he never started a war. Where, if I'm not wrong, every single president. Maybe I'm missing one. But yeah, I mean, humanity is a failed species, and it is not because it is the United States. I have sustained always that any country that holds the predominant role in the world has done the same historically. The problem is the humanity, is the species. It's like if we were programmed to destroy ourselves. It's like we behave like if we are viruses. And no, because viruses don't destroy themselves. So yeah. But well, guys and girls, I believe it's time to call it a webinar. And I would like to thank I am really surprised, gladly surprised. We have David, Racer X, Campion, a new visitor, Rocas, thanks for logging in, your preference, FX Rabbit, AAA Rate, New Energy, Katarina, all the guests. I believe Irina is not here. It's just lag or something in the platform. But thanks a lot for being around this holiday. I wish you the best of the weekends. Remember that I expect you on Monday. Remember to have a safe weekend. Trade safe, be safe, and bye-bye.
Hello. Yes, you hear me and see me loud enough? All good and clear? Setting up my screen here for you. Welcome in the house. Thanks so much, iiivb, for your show. That was cool as ever. Let's join the screen here. I'm going through a few things. There we go. Happy Friday, TGIF. Happy Easter Friday, Good Friday, if you celebrate. Good morning, good evening, good day. For me, it's morning. I'm in Europe.